On an August morning in 79 AD, the people of Pompeii were doing exactly what they did every day: buying bread, arguing prices, pouring wine, going about the 10,000 ordinary details of a Roman city in full, noisy, unremarkable life. By the following morning, every single one of them was gone. Not fled, not evacuated, gone. Buried under 20 feet of volcanic ash and pumice so suddenly, so completely, that the city was essentially frozen in a single moment of time. Pompeii is not just an archaeological site, it is the only place on Earth where you can walk into a Roman city exactly as it existed on a specific day and see in devastating detail what those final hours actually looked like. Pompeii in 79 AD was not a small or insignificant settlement. It was a prosperous, densely populated Roman city of somewhere between 11,000 and 20,000 inhabitants, sitting in the fertile volcanic plains south of Naples in the Campania region of Italy. It was a commercial hub, a busy port city trading in wine, olive oil, and garum, the pungent fermented fish sauce that Romans used the way modern cooks use salt, and which Pompeii produced and exported across the empire in industrial quantities. Its streets were lined with taverns, bakeries, brothels, bathhouses, temples, and political campaign slogans painted directly onto building walls, a city with the full, complicated texture of human life pressed into every corner of it. Mount Vesuvius loomed over the city to the north, visible from every street, familiar to every resident, its lower slopes covered in vineyards producing wine that was considered among the finest in the Roman world. Nobody in Pompeii feared it particularly. The concept of a volcano, of a mountain capable of explosive eruption, didn't exist in the Roman understanding of the world. Vesuvius had last erupted roughly 1,800 years before 79 AD, long beyond any living memory or recorded history. To the people of Pompeii, it was simply a mountain, a productive, picturesque, entirely unthreatening mountain. The warning signs had been accumulating for years, though nobody recognized them as warnings. A severe earthquake in 62 AD had caused significant damage across the region. The rebuilding work was still visibly incomplete in some areas of Pompeii when the eruption struck 17 years later. In the weeks and days before the eruption, smaller tremors had become increasingly frequent. Wells and springs in the area had mysteriously dried up, the groundwater being superheated and displaced by the magma building pressure beneath the surface. On the morning of August 24th, dogs were behaving strangely, birds had fallen silent, the sea near the shore had an odd smell. None of these things were understood for what they were. At approximately 1 in the afternoon, Vesuvius exploded. What followed was not a slow lava flow, the popular imagination's default image of a volcanic eruption. It was a Plinian eruption, named with extraordinary historical irony by Pliny the Younger, who died observing this very event. A column of superheated gas, ash, and volcanic rock blasted upward from the mountain at roughly 1.5 kilometers per second, punching through the atmosphere to a height of 30 kilometers, higher than most modern aircraft fly. The eruption column, from below, looked like an enormous umbrella pine tree growing from the top of the mountain, the image Pliny the Younger used in the letters that constitute the only surviving eyewitness account of the event. Pumice and ash began raining down on Pompeii almost immediately. At first, the fall was survivable, heavy, frightening, disorienting, but not immediately lethal. Many residents seized this window and fled. Archaeological evidence suggests that a significant portion of Pompeii's population escaped during the early hours of the eruption, taking valuables, locking doors, and heading for the roads leading south away from the mountain. Those who left in that first window largely survived. Those who stayed, sheltering in buildings, waiting for the fall to stop, unwilling to abandon property or elderly relatives who couldn't move quickly, were making the decision that would kill them, though they had no way of knowing it yet. Through the afternoon and into the night, the pumice accumulated. Roofs began collapsing under the weight, killing people sheltering inside in what they believed was safety. The streets became increasingly difficult to navigate, the pumice layer rising hour by hour. By the early morning hours of August 25th, Vesuvius had been erupting continuously for roughly 16 hours, and then the eruption column destabilized. What came next was the pyroclastic surge, and this is what actually killed the people whose bodies were found at Pompeii. When the eruption column collapsed, the volcanic material that had been suspended 30 kilometers in the air came down not as falling debris, but as a pyroclastic density current, a superheated avalanche of gas, ash, and rock fragments racing down the mountain slopes at speeds of up to 700 kilometers per hour at temperatures between 250 and 300 degrees Celsius. It reached Pompeii in minutes. Death was essentially instantaneous, the extreme heat causing immediate cardiac arrest and muscular contraction before the ash engulfed and buried everything it touched. The contorted positions of Pompeii's victims, the famous plaster casts made by archaeologists pouring liquid plaster into the voids left by decomposed bodies in the hardened ash, are not the positions of people slowly suffocating. They are the positions of people whose muscles contracted violently and simultaneously in the instant of death. The boxer's pose, arms raised, fists clenched, visible in cast after cast, is the involuntary posture of a body exposed to extreme heat. They did not suffer long. The city that had been alive at noon on August 24th was silent, buried, and finished before the sun rose on August 25th. The ash that killed Pompeii also preserved it with a completeness that no deliberate archaeological effort could have achieved. Sealed beneath 20 feet of compacted volcanic material, the city was effectively removed from time. Organic materials that would normally decompose within years, wood, food, cloth, leather, human and animal bodies, were encased in airtight ash before decay could begin. When systematic excavation started in earnest in the 18th century, archaeologists found not just buildings and objects, but the texture of daily life. Loaves of bread still in bakery ovens, a half-eaten meal on a tavern table, a dog chained to a post, a woman clutching jewelry she had been trying to carry out. Electoral campaign slogans painted on walls were still legible. The ruts worn into paving stones by 2,000 years of cartwheels were still visible. Graffiti scratched by Roman hands, jokes, declarations of love, political insults covered walls throughout the city. What Pompeii revealed and continues to reveal through ongoing excavation, roughly a third of the city remains unexcavated, is that ancient Romans were not distant, toga-draped abstractions, but fully recognizable human beings. They worried about money and politics. They ate fast food from street-side thermopolia, the Roman equivalent of a takeaway counter, with large clay pots set into stone counters keeping food warm. They decorated their homes with vivid, sophisticated frescoes. They wrote crude jokes on public walls. They fell in love and expressed it in graffiti. They were, in the ways that matter most, people. And the ash that erased them preserved that humanity in a way that no archive, no chronicle, no deliberate memorial ever could. The eruption of 79 AD was not Vesuvius's last. The mountain has erupted dozens of times since, most recently in 1944. It sits today above a metropolitan area of 3 million people, Naples and its surrounding towns, making it one of the most dangerous volcanoes on Earth by any measure of potential human impact. Modern volcanologists monitor it continuously. Evacuation plans exist. The mountain that the people of Pompeii never thought to fear remains entirely capable of the same violence, or worse, that it delivered on an ordinary August morning nearly 2,000 years ago. Pompeii endures as something rarer and more affecting than a ruin. It is a memory, not of an empire or a dynasty or a great historical event, but of ordinary people living ordinary lives on the last day they had. The bread in the oven, the wine on the counter, the dog at the door, the morning that never finished becoming afternoon.